Hey there everyone, welcome back to another Game Vault video. As always, I'm Captain Beefy with the Game Vault. We're going to talk about a he, she, they, them, fee, fi, fo, fum, I don't know, some kind of weird pronoun-loving individual that goes by the name of Lisa Brown and works for, I guess, worked on that Concord game that just crapped the bed really bad. So let's cue up the music and we'll get to talking about it. All right, so the report, Concord developer demanded coworkers refer to her as professor, pushed extreme politics, and demanded her unvaccinated colleagues be fired. This right here is a very, very bad person, a very disgusting human being, and this is the person that I want to get fired and kicked out of gaming forever. This is the type of person. There's a lot of this type of person in there. And when I say this type of person, I mean authoritarian asshole who pushes their own agenda on you, their own beliefs and all that, and demands that you not only respect them, but celebrate them and wants to put them in every single game, and then gets mad at you when you make fun of them, push back against them, or don't buy the game. All of a sudden you're a misogynist, you're a racist, you're a transphobe, whatever, and it's just so gross. They hide behind these little shields, and what they fail to realize is they have slung those words around so much over the last 10 years roughly that they don't mean anything anymore. You know what I mean? They mean absolutely nothing. Being called a racist anymore can mean anything. You can be like, I really like white milk. Oh, you're a racist. Why is that? Because black people tend to be lactose intolerant and white milk is racist. Huh? It's like, what? And that's an actual thing I read, oh, I like to, I show up on, I always show up to work on time. Well, that's racist because the time clock was created by the white man. And that's another thing. Like, wait a minute. Just shut up. These people are stupid. So let's go on and read about this a little bit. A new report claims that the developer for Firewalk Studios' upcoming Concord game, Lisa Brown, who doesn't really look like a Lisa, looks more like a Lester, but whatever, demanded her coworkers refer to her as professor. And she pushed extreme politics and demanded that the unvaccinated colleagues be fired. That last part is the most disgusting part of all right there. That is an absolute disgusting human being. We were in a pandemic, right? This thing came out of China. Everybody freaked out for the most part. I never bought into it. I always pushed back against it. I'm like, wait a minute. No. There's always something that didn't seem right. When they came up with a vaccine within a few months, I was like, yeah, no, that's not good because this is untested. Vaccines take years to come out. And they said, well, we've been working on this for a long time. Whoa, wait a minute then. So how are you working on this when this virus is just new and came out last November? And you say you've been working on this for years. What are we talking about here? They tripped up, lied, and made up so much stuff that I just didn't believe anything anymore. Dr. Anthony Fauci was a little dirtbag. I never trusted him. He always came across as just this weird little scumbag. And the more I learned about him, the more I realized what a dirtbag he was. How he worked with inner city kids back in the 80s, and the AIDS epidemic was just kind of kicking into high gear, and the experiments he did with that, with beagles, and I don't even want to talk about that one. That one just breaks my heart, makes me want to, do things I can't talk about here. But in any case, this person wanted someone who wouldn't take a vaccine that had not been really tested on the public or tested in private or anything and force everyone to take it. Why? I mean, why? This is what I never understood about this whole thing, and this is what really makes me mad. When COVID first came out and everybody's like, oh, you got to get the vaccine. It's going to stop you from getting it, It's like, well, okay, then get the vaccine and you don't have to worry about it. Well, you need to get it too. I'm like, well, no, I don't. I'm not afraid. If I get COVID, I get COVID. If I die from it, I die from it. That's, something's going to kill me one day. I'm not going to live my life in fear of a virus or anything like that. It's kind of silly in my book to spend my days living in fear. I don't walk around with a helmet on like some of these people should because I'm afraid, a meteor is going to hit me on the head or I'm going to fall and bonk my head on the ground. I mean, for God's sake, man. If you're that scared, walk around with your own mask, wear a helmet, get all the vaccines, and live inside a bubble, never leave your house, whatever, dude. That's on you. That's not on me. You know, all these stupid things they did, but this person demanded that her unvaccinated colleagues be fired. I hope this person is shit canned. I really do. This new report comes from YouTuber Smash JT. Shout out to Smash JT and an anonymous source. Smash JT posted on X, Firewalk Studios, the studio behind the impending Concord flop, has serious internal issues. One of their devs, Lisa Brown, aka at Wurtle, who I checked, they are already, hiding behind the whole, these tweets are protected thing right now. But one of their developers came out as non-binary and forced everyone at the company to call her professor. She would regularly have meetings with cheesy phrases like teaching, learning with the professor. She pushed extreme politics, hated guns, and wanted unvaxxed staff fired. Smash JT added, this is just part of why Concord is such a delusional mess. I found out a lot about the studio, just awaiting confirmation before going public with other stuff. I can't wait to hear the rest of this, man. Jeez, Smash. Come on, keep up the good work, bro. I love this guy's good stuff. If you don't sub to him, you got to follow him. Go to YouTube and find him there, and go here to Twitter and find him. Awesome guy, great stuff there. But yeah, look at this pathetic person, non-binary. You're not non-binary. You're just homely. You know what I mean? And that's weird. That's what I think happens is you get these homely people, and they just can't attract anybody, and so now they feel like, well, maybe I'm so ugly. I'm so this. I'm so that. Maybe if I was not a guy but a girl, or not a girl but a guy, whatever, it's just weird. Just try to be better, man. Try to be better. Try to be the best of yourself, you know what I mean? Put on a little makeup and don't wear that goofy ass hairdo like that. That's just awful. You look like you just came in from another decade or something. In a subsequent video upload, Smash JT reiterated much of the information, specifically speaking to Brown, demanding she be called a professor. Smash JT said, the source was telling me that if people would not want to refer to her as at or didn't feel comfortable with it, then their job would be in jeopardy, meaning that this person had their pronouns pushed to the point of calling them something that they have not earned before. They didn't have any degrees or accomplishments to be called professor. They just decided one day when they woke up saying, I'm a professor now, and people should start calling me that. I'm Captain Beefy. I don't demand that people around me in real life call me the captain. It's just a stupid name. And it's, just imagine that. Imagine I'm at work, right? And it's like, hey, what's going on? But you have to refer to me as the captain from now on, okay? So, I'm going to write this down in the captain's log of what's going on today. And if you want to have lunch today, you can come sit at the captain's table. What a pretentious douchebag this person is. Oh, anyway, Smash JT continued. Here's where it gets crazy. This change, according to the source, had led to a company-wide enforcement on adjustments in addressing and interactions, meaning that people were required to address people how they demanded to be spoken to, and meetings from this Lisa Brown developer when they had these scrums together at the office would be titled really weird things like meeting with the professor, teaching, learning with the professor, which, as the source had reported to me, were not well received by the staff there universally. Yeah, probably people really resented that. I mean, a professor it takes a lot to become a professor. You don't just come out with a high school degree and become a professor. You don't go to AA college and become a professor. You don't just wake up one day and decide you're a professor. You got to go to school for it for a long time. Get all the proper degrees and all that. My girlfriend teaches 5th grade, and it's a lot of work just to become an elementary school teacher, all the certifications you need and all that. And then she works with the advanced kids, so that's even more. I can't imagine what it takes to become a professor and then to maintain it, because you don't just become it and then, oh, you're done, you've reached everything, there's nothing more to learn. No, it's a continuing process. Oh, man, these people are insane. If somebody demanded to me to be called by a certain thing like that, I would talk to him first. I'd be like, pronouns, for instance, hey, Captain, I would like to be called Zimzer. I'd be like, okay, that's how you see yourself, that's fine. I don't know what those words mean, and I'm never going to remember them, and I'm too old to care about what you want, so I'm still going to refer to you as he, him, or she, her, whatever they are. I'm not going to go to Zimzer or anything like that. I'm not going to call anything else, because that's just not in me. It's not meant to be insulting, but I'm going to be honest straight up front so you don't have false expectations of me bowing down to you and letting you control how I talk, because that's what it really is about, is control. You're not going to control how I address you, okay? So that's fine. If it makes you mad, I'm sorry. If that's going to end our friendship, sorry. If it's going to strain us at work, then maybe I'll just refer to you by your name, and leave it at that. And we won't do any hims or hers or whatever's. I'll just be like, okay, Steve. Has anybody seen Steve? Steve owes me a paper by the end of, that kind of thing. Ridiculous. Many of the people at Firewalk Studios felt uncomfortable around this person, but also felt like they'd be retaliated against if they tried to speak up and say anything, because the overwhelming architecture of the company, especially when it comes to HR, was very left-leaning. Well, there's a shocker, he added. And meaning that is very sympathetic to pronoun bias and how people are addressed and exactly how you need to report to people. And if you don't give them that respect, then you're the person in the wrong. See, I don't know how we came to this point in this country and in the world that we have to do these things, right? People are living delusional lives. They are seeing themselves differently in their imaginations. They think they're special and they've earned these weird pronouns. Even something as simple as calling somebody they, them. I won't do it because they, them is, hey, did you see they were over there yesterday. That's a multiple person. Now, I know sometimes it can be used for in a singular sense, but that's just the way the word's used occasionally. It's not like they, them, like, hey, did you see Steve? They are down the hall. That doesn't make sense, I have something I have to give to them. No, that's a singular person. It's not a them. It's not a they. I don't care how they feel. And you can give me all the reasoning in the world all day long, and I don't care. That's is really where it comes down to. I don't care, and I'm tired of hearing about it. And I'm not alone in that. I would say probably 95% of humans are tired of hearing about this that have heard about it. If you took this to other countries where they don't hear about this kind of stuff, they would laugh. It would be like, what? This is what you guys are fighting about over there? Pronouns? Give me a break. I'm trying to find a meal before the end of the day. Anyway, demanding individuals use preferred pronouns might seem innocuous and even appear to be an innocent way of signaling love and acceptance of a person, says Bishop Burbage. In reality, however, it presents a profound crisis. We can never say something contrary to what we know to be true. To use names and pronouns that contradict a person's God-given identity is to speak falsely. And that right there is the heart of it, right? Even if you don't have the religious stance on it, for me, it's a matter of being honest and truthful and speaking about what is real. I'm not going to say things that aren't true like that. I'm not going to, alter reality just to please somebody. It's crazy. Later on in the video, Smash JT detailed Lisa also was someone who advocated for firing people that refused to get vaccinated during the pandemic. Let that sink in just a little bit. Listen to how authoritative this type of personality is, where they demand it to be addressed in a certain way. They demand people respect what they wake up and feel like, and they're non-binary one day and have to be addressed as the professor, work on a game that has guns, but they don't like guns, but then also don't want people in the office that aren't vaccinated to the point of complaining about them, wanting them to get fired because of it. This is just one of the employees that's in a high up position at a company making this game, he added. And she wasn't alone. Because if she was alone, she would have got canned and that wouldn't have been put up with. There's a whole group of them working there. So you know what? Firewalk Studios, when you go under, you deserve it. Okay? Not everybody there. I'm not going to feel bad for some of you guys, the good, honest developers that just wanted to put together a good game. But all you authoritarians and all you freaking they, thems and weird non-binary creeps, go to hell, man. I hope you don't get rehired. I hope you have to leave this industry completely. Or maybe go start your own little gay company, your little non-binary game company. Call yourselves, non-binary gaming or whatever. Make a bunch of little non-binary games for your non-binary friends. And you can sell 200 copies, every couple years and maybe make enough money to buy a mocha latte to share between the whole studio. I mean, for real, guys, you guys are just pathetic. Smash JT also noted later in the video that this is likely the first in a series of information digging into Firewalk Studios. He said, assertions made by this whistleblower giving me the information are part of a much broader investigation that I have going on with the studio's culture and operational efficiencies. More of my investigation goes into further detail on HR and their cult mentality, and how employees are afraid to speak out against any of the poor design choices for fear of being blacklisted at their own company. This ran through an entire organization insidiously and completely rotted it from the inside out. Man, if you're working for Firewalk Studios, get out. Don't even give notice. Just get your crap, leave, go work for a real company. It might be hard right now with all the layoffs in the industry and all that, but I guarantee you that if you're not laid off yet from Firewalk, you're about to be, especially if you don't like this crap, because you're going to be the one they fire first if you don't buy into their bullshit, you know? Even if you don't speak out against it, but you're not one of them, they, them, you know, you're going to be the one to go. So, yeah, your days are numbered anyway. Get out, beat them to it, tell them to piss off, and go find a job working for a better company that doesn't do this stuff. Start your own studio. Make a little mini game. Make a little app. You know, work your way up from that. Make some apps. You can make money off of that. Whatever it takes to get out from under these freaking authoritarian Nazis. They're freaking Nazis. You know, that's what they are, man. It's awful. But this is not the first time it's been reported that a Firewalk Studio employee engaged in bad behavior. Concord's lead character designer, John Wisniewski, revealed that he was a woke activist in a discussion with former Bungie lead programmer Pete Katevsky in 2020. Katevsky posted on X, thinking that all white people are unconsciously racist is the same as thinking that all black people are unconsciously lazy. And John's response is, this is an oversimplification. The sentiment being expressed is that whites must acknowledge their privileged position and then actively work for equality. It would be, oh God, it will be hard and comforting work and confronting work, but if we don't, we're complicit, and complicity allows systemic racism to persist. This guy should have a mouth on the front and the back of his head because he just flaps out of both sides of his head. He's just a total goon, right? None of this crap makes sense. In another post, he declared, "I'm not accusing you." Let's look through it this way here. It's literally racism, blah blah blah. It's literally racism to ascribe responsibility to an entire group of people because of actions of individuals that belong in the same collective, especially when that is a collective based on pure random chance and not a conscious decision of its participants, meaning race, sex, something like that. You know, a conscious decision to be a participant would be like to have a certain type of job, to work in the government, or, you know, be a cop, be a whatever. Peter goes on, I've never been racist, never been the cause of anyone's disadvantage. I understand that there are racist individuals, and I am not white by choice. Saying I share responsibility with slave owners or with racist cops is literally like saying all criminals are black. And then John goes on, I'm not accusing you, myself, all whites of being Jim Crow racists. I also don't think anyone hearing it should immediately take it that way. Whites in America have always had an advantage in our socioeconomic justice systems because we're white. He added, doing nothing and saying, well, I'm not racist allows it to persist unchecked. We need to acknowledge the advantage we've had and use it to help others pursue equality and justice. That needs to become the new I'm not racist, using your privilege to erode that very privilege. This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. I mean, part of this is humbling myself to listen. People are angry. It's okay for them to yell inflammatory statements. I do it too. I don't think it comes down to technical accuracy of the rage and whether or not that results in an accusation towards me. It's not about me. Well, John, you are officially the second biggest vagina on the face of the earth. The biggest being the one on, I think it's the blue whale. I think it's like 6 foot or whatever. But this guy, he's a close second. He's a close second. You're a wuss, John. Stand up for yourself. Stand up for what you are and all that. You don't need to bow down. Okay? It's, you know, you don't need to bow down to somebody because they're yelling and they feel injustice. And it's not up to you to save the black man. The black man doesn't need you, John. Okay? The black man is perfectly capable of making his way in this country and be successful on his own. The very fact that you think he requires your help and the help of every other white person to achieve something shows that you are the one who is a racist. Not the guys who say, no, man, they got an equal chance. I work in a hospital. I got black doctors. I got black administrators. I got, you know, there's people all up and down the ladder, every color and different nationalities. And, you know, they didn't get there. They didn't get there because a whole bunch of white people helped him. You know, hey, doc, let's all just help. We all didn't help him do his homework and get him through med school and all that. No, the man did it on his own. God's sake. Absolutely ridiculous. But he goes on to say, I also know that when we do the work to listen and learn, we're likely to find that even though we're not racist, we probably could have been doing a lot more to work against subtle and systemic racism all around us. That's been true for me and for many other white Americans. So I'm not replying because I think you're wrong, nor am I trying to say you're a racist, even though you don't feel racist feelings. Just offering an appeal to hear the humanity coming from the black community right now. Let's help them. Nothing but love for you, Peter. Aw, really sweet, John. Nothing but fuck you to you, buddy. The black community's fine, okay? They don't need your help. They don't need my help. And the fact that you suggest that is just so gross. You give yourself such an inflated sense of importance. It's not even funny. Like you could make a difference. Fucking narcissist, man. Anyway, in September 2020, he also claimed that the entire judicial system is white supremacy. Oh my God. He wrote on X, this entire thread addresses white supremacy. Proud Boys are white supremacy. Police brutality is white supremacy. The entire penal judicial system is white supremacy. The whole thread, white supremacy. I'm not even reading through it. If you want to read through it, I'll link down below. You can go in and get all this stuff. But this guy, I don't know who's worse, him or Lisa, whatever the hell that thing is. But these are two complete schmucks. And I don't know where these people come from. I honestly don't. I feel like something happened in the past decade or so. Like we got zapped by some weird alien ray gun this planet, and it took a bunch of people and it like shoved their heads so far up their asses that they started to think this way and act this way and come up with all this weird nonsense that it's baffling. It really is. It's baffling that people actually think this way. I mean, I get it. The world isn't perfect, and I won't deny racism exists. I won't deny there are racist cops out there, but just like there are racist everything out there. Just like there are black racists that hate white people, okay? And if anybody comes to me and says you can't be racist against white people, right there you just invalidated anything you have to say, because that's the very definition of racism. You can do it to anybody. Doesn't matter if they're white, black, blue, green, purple, yellow, orange. You can be racist towards them. It's just... That's the way it is. Anyway, leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it at all, and let me know in your comments what you think down below. What do you think of this Lisa Brown? I swear, man, I'm going to go to bed tonight. I'm going to say extra pair she gets shit canned. Never finds work again in this industry. Sorry about that. I know that's evil and all that. I'll beg for forgiveness later on. I'm an imperfect man. I'll admit that. So, anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.